All right, guys, welcome back to another edition of the Defying All Odds Podcast with your host, Jesse, and my co-host,
Rafa, as always.
Today, we got a very special guest coming to you live from Columbia University at the end of his senior tenure here on the Columbia University men's basketball team. Please welcome the new St. John's University basketball team commit, Avery Brown.
What's up, man? What's up?
What's up, my side? How
How's
you
it
feeling?
going, Avery?
Great, man. How y'all doing?
Pretty good. Just pleasure to have you on the show. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to do this.
Pleasure being here, man.
But so why don't we get started? So for those who don't know, Avery was on the basketball team here at Columbia for past 4 years now, and he's about to graduate as at the time of this recording in a few days. So congratulations there as well.
Sure, appreciate it.
Can you just talk to us about like what your time was like, going from different coaches and obviously, going through different players that were on the team throughout your tenure?
There's so many ups and downs throughout the years. I feel like that's for every college athlete could say the same thing. But I loved my time here at Columbia. Taught me a lot, made me a better player, person, teammate. A lot of great experiences came from playing here. And there's no better place to be in New York City and play basketball.
That's a fact.
So yeah.
What would you say in your time here? What was your favorite moment of playing?
Probably the Villanova game our junior year. So the last season I played, we beat Villanova at Villanova, and that's probably Columbia's biggest win they've had, and I don't know how long. But
what was the score? Do you remember?
I think we won by 11 or something like that.
Yeah, I think it was the plus 14, plus 13.
Something like that. We won by a good amount. It was a determining win. But I think that was my biggest game experience, the best one.
And what was so good about it that made it your favorite?
Just
was it your
being
performance?
at Villanova is a bigger school. It was a bye game for them, so they paid us to go play them.
I see.
Normally those games you lose. So to go in there and be the underdog and packed out crowd. My family was there and I had a great game myself. So it was a great experience.
Okay, that's calm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now taking your talents from, you mentioned the Villanova experience. Now you just committed to St. John's recently.
Yeah.
What's that experience like, taking the experience that you've had here at Columbia and how are you going to transfer that now when you go into St. John's under, new coaches, new teammates, and new atmosphere?
Yeah, when it comes in terms of myself, nothing's really going to change. I am who I am no matter what program I'm in. Just being a leader, someone people like playing with, and being around is something I pride myself in being. And I'm just excited to go in. And obviously Villanova's in the Big East, so I'll play them a couple more times. But just to play, at the highest level of college basketball, man, and play games at Madison Square Garden, just stuff that kids dream about doing. So about to have that be a reality is something special. And I'm just, just go in there and not take the opportunity for granted.
Is this like a full circle moment for you? Did you ever dream specifically to be at St. John's or play at MSG?
Not necessarily St. John's. At that level for sure. I had a offer from St. John's in high school and their previous staff and some other Big East programs. But I always knew I was capable of playing at that level. So, I guess it's full circle in the sense that, I have the opportunity to do that coming from Columbia, still getting an Ivy League degree. And I have been able to have that basketball experience with an extra year.
And what do you say? Again, you're just going to get into it, but what do you feel is some of the differences that you might feel when, and again, finishing Columbia and then going to St. John's, what do you see changing mostly about?
Probably, man, it's just the priority changes. At Columbia, basketball is a priority for some. It always was for me, but St. John's, man, it's a whole different ball game. It's
true.
Professional sports at that level. School is really not the priority. So that's most definitely just going to change, man. The stakes are higher.
Okay.
You're going to make March Madness, trying to get to the Final Four. That's not something you can really say playing at Columbia. Those things don't really happen at being an Ivy League program. So
got you.
Man, just the stakes are higher. There's a lot of emphasis just going to be on, winning and performing at the highest level.
And do you think you're going to, again, you already finished Columbia, but do you see yourself doing, or I don't want to, I know your focal point is to play, right? But educationally, if that's a word, I think that's a word, right? But how do you plan to put any attention on the educational side in St. John's, or just
I'm gonna get a MBA in business.
Okay,
so,
cool.
I gotta go out and leave with something.
Right, of course. You always gotta have a plan B, like they say, right?
Yeah. So I gotta, just gotta take advantage of the situation.
Exactly. Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Now, looking at, your Columbia career, we've had several of your teammates on this podcast in recent years. And you look at your time here and you say to yourself, okay, well, you've had definitely success on the player side. On the team side, that hasn't necessarily always translated. Would you say that those moments have helped you kind of grow as a player and as a person as well? Like when you say you want to lead, especially taking that now to St. John's and a program that has established itself, a contender consistently in the NCAA tournament?
Yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, man, there's so many highs and lows that just go with being a college basketball player. We lost a lot of tough games throughout my years at Columbia, and we won a lot of good ones. But yeah, the success didn't really translate as we wanted to. Every year kind of seemed like a disappointment in that aspect because we know we were such a better team than what we've shown. So that was most definitely a disappointing thing. But I don't think those things happen, for accident. Like I learned a lot of lessons through the losing and defeat. And I think it just made myself, just mentally tougher and able to go through adversity and able to wake up the next day and just focus on the next opportunity and just trying to forget the loss and just move on. That's what it really teaches you the most, man. Losing is hard.
Losing is hard. But I think losing gains experience, like you mentioned, right? It's all about you learn from it and how to get better from it, right? And I used to play baseball when I was a kid, but we're talking about like 9, 10 years old. So it's been a minute. Yeah, Dominicano papi. So yeah, but like going to that, my point being like facing all that adversity, like how was it for you? And strictly speaking, like amongst you and your teammates, how you guys were able to kind of like, I don't want to say like fight through the pain necessarily, but really just understand like how you guys kind of like steered the ship, even when like y'all felt like y'all were disappointing yourself as a whole, as a team.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the good part of it is like even after a loss, there's always going to be another game after that, especially in the midst of the season. So, I mean, you just use all that frustration and anger to the next game and trying to make sure that next outcome is a win. So I guess that's what really gets people out of the funk of losing and the disappointment. Man, it's like it's going to be another opportunity, and what are you going to do to make sure it's a different outcome? Okay.
And what do you do to lock yourself in?
I keep the process the same, really. Like, especially leading up to games, man. If I feel confident, at least my most confident when I have the same process, real routine oriented, where I'm getting a certain amount of shots and I got my lifts in for the week, stuff like that.
Okay.
And then come game time, I feel prepared, and I think the preparation really is the mastermind behind all the confidence that you have on the court. And that goes with anything, really.
That's true.
You're studying for a test, the more prepared, the more confidence you get. So that's what it is.
Everybody usually has like their own special little rituals or whatever. Do you have something like that?
Yeah, like before a game?
Yeah, I guess. Like I know people like to say, oh, I got to eat a bacon and cheese or something like that just to say, right? Or they got to do a certain amount of jumping jacks just to say.
Yeah.
Do you have something like that?
I think I just got to take a nap, bro.
Just take a nap. just
like sometimes, especially game days, but especially if it's like a late game, like a 7 o'clock game, I gotta take a nap. The days are long, the emotions are,
Emotions are high.
The high,
But how deep? Well, not how deep, but like when do you take the nap then?
Yeah.
Like, cause like
it really depends on the schedule for the team. So normally it's like you wake up, have breakfast, probably have some film,
right?
Then you go like to a shoot around early in the day, like go through some plays, get some shots up. Then you come back, have lunch, and then normally like that's the time after lunch or something like that. That's the time you take a nap, and then it's like get ready for the game.
Say no more.
Is there any specific time, whether it's in practice or whether you're with your teammates out and about, where you kind of look back at yourself and you say like, oh wow, like you're still shocked about the environment that you're in? Or has it just gotten like, you being a starter your freshman year, has that like also led to your confidence boost and like later on and like now?
Yeah, I never really was shocked by anything, because it's like, I envisioned this life for me. It's like, since I could really think, like, I always, like as a kid, just watching college basketball and just playing for so many years, like I just envisioned myself for everything. So I think at least shocked was like the big games where we're playing like, in tons of like 15,000 people, those type of games. Like right before the tip off, I look around, I'm like, damn, it's a lot of people. But that's just exciting times and stuff like that. So it's more, it's just like more of a wow moment. Yeah, so kind of shocked. I get shocked in that sense, but
Like the crowd getting into it.
yeah. So
you
but
feel it?
it's gonna be a norm for sure this year.
You definitely be feeling like the vibes in the crowd.
Yeah, most definitely, man. And like, I mean, you get a sense of that in Columbia. It's not it's not thousands of people, but
Right.
like yeah, whenever a crazy play happens or you make a play and you feel the crowd, yeah, man, like the adrenaline is at an all-time high.
Well, that leads me to this question. There's a moment, and we can roll the tape later on, where I believe it was you played against Yale, and you had a slam dunk that went viral on ESPN and Slam. What did you feel going through that moment when you came down and you saw like all the emotion and tenacity come out of you?
Yeah,
like seeing from the
it's
crowd.
really like you can't even control it, bro. Like you just jump up. I finished the dunk, and I'm like, oh shit, like that. Like,
like you're
did
pumped
that.
up, you're
It's
fired
like,
up.
Right.
Yeah, I don't even think. You kind of just go black, man, and just scream. I was talking, hella trash to the other team and stuff like that, just in the moment, and we ended up winning that game. And that was my first league game ever. So I'll never forget that moment. Also, that's probably like number 2 on the all time.
What's your number one?
The Villanova game.
Okay,
But I'm
okay.
saying like the number 2, probably that game, and just winning the first Ivy League game of the year of our career, and then
Especially 'cause I believe-
having that dunk, and that was on New Year's Eve too, so I just made the
Okay.
the day even better.
Yeah, turn the clock until or end the year. And
Yeah, end the
Especially,
year
I believe
on a high
Yale
note.
was coming off of a conference championship. the
Yeah,
year
yeah.
before,
I
so
think
were
they won.
defending champs.
I think they won. Did they win the conference that year?
I don't know
They
if it was
might have
that
won
year.
it that year or the
That-
next year. I
yeah.
think they won it the next year. But they're always a top 2 contender. So,
Right.
I mean,
yeah, to take them down, I mean, it was a huge upset, and yeah.
That's fair. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, that's pretty good. That's pretty cool. I can't say I did that.
Yeah, facts, right. Not too many people can.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you had any interactions with for instance, the New York Knicks came to Columbia and they had practices here. But beyond that experience, can you talk about what it's like, when you're practicing with, future NBA players or current NBA players or even other international professional basketball players, what that experience is like, to learn from them?
Yeah, I think the most recent, workout I've had with an NBA player was probably this past summer with like Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen Brown.
From the
Yeah,
Boston
yeah.
Celtics.
From the Celtics, yeah. I mean, it's just like you just try to steal everything from them in terms of like how mentally locked in they are. At that level, the workouts are really highly detail oriented. So just picking up on little things where they see and they learn at that level, and just trying to hone in and take it for your game yourself. But yeah, I mean, I guess basketball is simple, and I think the higher level it goes, obviously the better everything is, and more detailed and stuff it is. But yeah, it's pretty simple. So
I mean, you say it's simple, but like, God forbid you give me a ball, bro. It's like not even brick, bro. It's just gonna be straight cement. Like that's not
Cement.
going nowhere, bro. I've never been personally like, but I've never been good at basketball to keep it a buck. But like, when you say like the workouts are very detailed, like what detailed in what way? What's the difference between like a workout for you guys in Columbia
D1
versus
basketball player.
versus someone that's in the league?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's really not too much different. It's just like they're just way better.
Okay.
Like,
Better at working out? Or
skill wise than the average player. Like
I see.
in terms of is it even like the physical tools they have or
okay.
like their traits? Like they're just really really good. Like the workouts aren't really too different.
Okay.
But it's like in terms of like the footwork type of thing, or getting a certain amount of makes at a spot before you can move on to the next.
Yeah.
And it's it's like mental games to try and just keep you locked in and just high pressure. So like if you miss, I don't know, you probably get like 10 shots, you can't miss more. You can't miss 2 or something like that. So and if you do, you got to start over. Ooh. So it's like a lot of high pressure stuff like that that a lot of the pros do at the higher level.
Okay, and being that you again got to practice with Jaylen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Outside of just like you said, like trying to essentially absorb all the knowledge, what would you say for those who have never even who want to get into getting the majors, right? Whether in any sport, right? Speaking towards those people that are at that level, what would you say is like the best thing that you took from all of them? Like,
I probably just say. That I took from them, I'd probably just say like how focused they are. Like I said, like even if I think especially when you're younger, say if you miss a couple shots in a row, a lot of people get frustrated. That was something I used to do, like you get mad or something like that, and dwell on the last shot or something like that.
Yeah.
But pros, man, they just have a short memory. It's always the next thing.
Okay.
And I think that's probably the biggest thing. They're just very mature, man, and they're a true professional. So that comes in a lot of ways that you could show that you're a true professional. But probably just the focus part, man, that just really died in.
In terms of the mental aspect, because you mentioned that, for instance, on that one specific play against Yale, when you went out for that dunk, you were talking a lot of trash to the other team. What's that experience like for, you're speaking that kind of language with them, trying to get into your opponent's head? Is that something that you try to do, like, mentally, try to get your opponent off their game, or is that something you try to do so that it makes you focus more?
Yeah, honestly, but I'm not even a big trash talker. And that was like, it was really just a moment. Like, whenever I do something crazy like that, and then I really start talking. But I've always been kind of a quiet assassin. You know what I mean? Like, I talk here and there, but that's only if somebody really is starting with me, and not too many people do that. So, I'm really, I don't.
Not like the Kevin Garnett of the Ivy.
Yeah, man. I just play, play
You're
hard.
just like you said, you was like a quiet assassin, right?
I've always been like that. I'm not really a talker.
You let the game speak for itself.
Yeah, facts.
Say no more.
Does anyone in your family, would you say, kind of instill that in you? Like, whether it's your parents, your other family members that kind of instill like that drive in you?
Yeah, I'm probably just born with it, man. My parents, they're real hardworking people, come from like a blue collar family. So, just everything's just got to get it on your own, really. My mom's a hairdresser. So, there's a lot of, early mornings, long nights, and she's working with her hands, and, it's just her own business. She's a business owner. So, and then, my dad is the same way. So, just real hardworking people, man. I just kind of, I think my family is like that across the board, and just instilled in me from the jump, man.
Just to be a hustler, or not even just hustler, but just to you really
hustler for real, man. Entrepreneur.
Right.
That spirit. I think that spirit came from my mom, really.
Right.
For me to, I started being an entrepreneur young. So, just always trying to master something and be the greatest at whatever it is.
That's true. And you did mention like you have other ventures outside of basketball. Can you tell us a little bit about those things? Like what you're doing right now? Yeah, so
I make music. I'm like, I don't want to say I hate when people say rapper, but I think I'm just an artist,
a musician.
Okay.
You're more than just spitting bars.
I do more genres than rap, so that's why I hate when people say rapper. But I'm an artist, and then I have a clothing brand called Ustar. I started back in high school.
Cool.
Yeah.
And in terms of kind of how do you balance that, those interests that you have when it comes to making music and your clothing brand, as well as, these long nights, like you mentioned, when you're shooting around late at the gym?
Yeah, that's one thing, like whenever people realize like everything I do, they're always shocked. But it's like, it's not even like, how do I balance it? I think like those things are the balance, where it's like basketball is like my what I do the most, and like, what's going to be my profession. But like, and I balance basketball with the other things. Everybody kind of has a void that they try and fill, either, some people, watching a TV show, or I don't know, doing random stuff. But, me, I'd rather create, and I get a high from that, making a song that I love, and trying to like, it's a process with music and stuff like that, and is just getting good at it. From where I started to now, it's like, it's like a big jump of progress, and it's kind of the same way in basketball. Just trying to master everything. Same way with clothes, learning how to design and how to do certain things to make a t-shirt or jeans or whatever it is. Just that process of learning.
What would you say that you've also learned a little bit about, like, because for instance, some of your other teammates, for instance, we had Noah on the show a while back, and he also had his clothing brand. Did you guys kind of like, whether it was a Noah or a few of your other teammates kind of interact in terms of like the fashion world, and kind of, I guess drop ideas with each other? Yeah. Me and Noah were really close. And when he was here, we most definitely talked a lot about fashion, and, kind of inspired each other. We never made clothes like, together, but we talk all the time to this day, even when he graduated. But, our interests align even musically, you know. So it was always a good time to talk about fashion with him.
That's dope. Yeah. I like what you were saying before about in regards to like balance. Yeah. I think the balance, a lot of people like, you look at successful business people, right? If you listen to any, to anyone that's spoken about balance, a lot of them always often say that there is no balance. Like you don't have balance for anything, but rather understanding what are your priorities and learning how to prioritize them in an efficient manner. I think that's the best way to put it.
Yeah.
Right. And then, like you said, it's understanding like what drives you, right, and what you can do outside of your main thing. So like your main thing is basketball, like you said, but that while you can use music and fashion as kind of your escape,
Yeah.
you know,
No, most definitely.
right. Like I mean, myself, outside of this podcast that we do,
Yeah.
I'm a photographer myself. I do all my own content creating, right? That's where I find my own passion in and kind of like escaping all the other stuff that I do in my own business ventures. So it's super important to just like understand that you're not just like a one trick pony.
No, for
you know?
sure, man. Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean that's kind of why I started, doing both of those things, music
Right.
and fashion, because it's like I always, everyone listens to music and everyone likes, to nice clothes. So it's one of those things where it's like, I just woke up one day, I'm like, I'm tired of buying other people's clothes.
Like,
Let me try and make
too
my
much
own.
money. Right.
Yeah, so and then music, it's like I feel like a lot of these new rappers are whack. Let me try.
Drake
and
dropped
make
3
my own.
albums and people don't even like it.
Yeah.
So
Iceman's still goated.
Yeah.
have you listened to it?
I listened to a few of the songs. They were good.
Yeah,
Yeah, a couple of the songs. It's just I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't finished the full album, but
Yeah, it's too
but
much.
yeah,
It's
bro,
too many songs.
Too many
all at
songs. I
once.
can't like
2.5 hours and 3 albums.
Yeah, like even myself, like I'm about to drop an album like next week. I'm probably only gonna drop like 10 songs. I feel like it's just too much to listen to.
Right,
like,
right,
All at once, right?
Yeah, like even when you got features, you just kind of get tired of the same. And Drake's not really, I would say he's versatile in the sense that he could drop certain albums, but like
Yeah.
his sound is mostly the same. Like,
Right,
you know
right,
what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
So, no, Drake is I think he's one of the greatest of all
Oh, no,
time.
of course.
Oh, yeah.
But
He's up there.
yeah, like yeah.
But I think the point you're trying, I think the point you're trying to make in general, like, is understanding like about like the quality versus the quantity. No,
Yeah,
right.
facts.
Like again, 3 albums is great, but like
Yeah,
if all those songs are trash,
Yeah, I know,
like,
right?
you know what I'm saying? Like we could better sometimes to put just 5 and call it a day versus putting out 30 and
Nah, facts.
Yeah, so,
Facts. Yeah. I think I saw something. He was like he's trying to get out his deal, so that's why he dropped 3 albums.
Yeah,
if that was the case, then that's
I mean,
what's
game is game at that point.
up. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of your music, do you ever like listen to your own music like as a pregame warm up, like try to get yourself
Yeah,
hyped up?
I think I probably listen to my music more than anyone else. Like in terms of like any other artist.
I see.
Okay.
So like,
of course.
You're your own number one on Spotify. rap.
Yeah. Like I mean, obviously I'm not to the level of Drake, but like I will feel like I'm better than Drake. Like
Right,
seriously,
right.
like,
No,
in terms of me,
It's competition.
The confidence, that's the
so-
confidence that you have to have when you go into it.
Yeah, so obviously I still listen to other artists before games and stuff like that, but I probably listen to me the most.
That's fair. And you mentioned like you said you're not a rapper. So what other types of genre music have you done, or like you're trying to lean into?
I mean, it's more like the main gist of my music is rap, but it's like the certain beats aren't like a Drake mainstream type of rap beat. It's
Okay.
kind of like alternative type.
I see.
I don't know, kind of dance techno type of like all types of
Yeah,
like
yeah,
sounds for real. I just like being versatile, and I came into making music wanting to do that.
Like not stick to like one kind of sound.
Yeah, like I think I got inspired by that. With like I used to listen to X.
XXXTentacion.
Yeah, a lot when I was growing up.
He was
so
the best.
Like,
He was the best.
like so versatile.
He had
and
like so many different kinds
just
of
real,
styles. of music.
and just real introspective. So like, if
OD.
I could give a person that's closest to that type of sound like that, I make it's like that. Just it's not like a one trick pony where it's like you listen to the album with the same sound. It's like like real music and different type of vibes.
Right. I mean, this might be a hot take in general, but like as we established, I'm Dominican, and obviously Dominican music is very popular, specifically here in New York City and most parts. But like everybody likes to talk about dembow.
Yeah.
Dembow's great. But I'll be honest, after like 1 or 2 songs, I'm like, get this
get
out of
tired.
get this
Yeah,
out of my
I know,
ear.
I
It's the
know, I
same
know.
tuku boom boom
I
boom
know.
bam. You know what I mean? Like I love it.
It's
like,
lit in the club, though.
Exactly, it is a great time. Exactly in the club, right?
Yeah,
but
that's
like
it, for real,
if I'm
though.
in my car or whatever, 1, 2, 3 songs, I'm like, bro, it's like I've heard only
I
3
know,
words in
bro.
6 minutes. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I can imagine. I ain't gonna lie.
but it's
I
still a
can't imagine.
vibe though. It's still a great vibe.
Nah, it is for sure, bro. It's good energy, and I feel like that's all music what it is at the end of the day.
facts.
The energy you get from environment.
Yeah.
But that sound could, most definitely get played out.
Nah, that's a fact. But the best thing about them, bro, you can make a song out of anything, bro. I can make a song right now out of this table, bro.
I already know, bro.
You put a couple beats right now, and I'll make a song right now.
I know, saying the same 2 words. Like, for real. And it be catchy as hell.
Yeah, bro. Literally. Do you know Spanish very well?
Yeah, I speak a little
bit. Okay.
Yeah.
So, you get it, bro. There'd be some
word. You understand.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so it'd be funny.
Now, it's funny because people say that music is like almost kind of like a segue to kind of take away from the environment. So like whether that's you're so focused that you need the music to kind of, I guess, get away from
another escape.
Yeah, exactly, like an escape. Now, there are times like I'm a runner, so like a lot of times like I go on a run. I've also tried to try different ways, different methods, whether it's listening to a podcast or like listening to music or even just going on a run and not even listening to anything, just listening to like nature.
Yeah,
because a lot of people forget nature itself is technically like that sound that is technically music. In a way,
chirping.
you hear the birds chirping, you hear
some car horns.
Not even just the car horns, just like the branches bristling, like
the branches. You got some good ears, bro.
He lives in a fairy tale.
Yeah, what?
He be living in like.
I don't know the last time I heard a branch.
I live in upstate New York now, and so we have like a nice like trail that like spans like 20 miles, like through, like maybe 5 or 6 different towns.
That's what's up.
And it's like
branches most definitely.
Facts. I mean, it's so dead quiet. He gotta hear them branches.
Facts, bro.
I think the craziest thing I ever saw on like that trail is like I was running like maybe a few weeks ago, and I saw a snapping turtle. And I posted on my story. I was like, "Oh look, I helped the tortoise cross the road." And then everyone swiped me up saying, "That's a snapping turtle, not a tortoise."
Look at this dude.
Hey, bro. Good thing they didn't snap, bro.
No, well, because I mean, I like, this other guy came and he was like poking with like a branch trying to get it like to guide it, and instead like it like turned its neck and like tried to like bite the branch off.
He's like, "Why you touching me for?" Like he from New York. That turtle's from New York. He know what's up. You don't just come up to anybody, right?
Get off me.
If not, they gonna snap back. Right?
The good thing is that he was able to get away, because the problem was it was like the day it was like 80 degrees outside.
Yeah.
So you see all these people on like bikes and like running. You didn't want anyone to hurt the little turtle.
Facts.
And I mean, how you feel about just like living in the city? What's your vibes about
the vastness of the city?
Yeah, bro. I think it's great. I think having another opportunity to stay in it for when I go to St. John's. Right. I mean, obviously it's not Manhattan, but it's close. Yeah. And New York's New York. So, I love it, man. It's just so diverse, and all of my interests are here. Right. So even that's, and food is one of the most things that I love too. So
you could have everything, like almost every culture is here.
Yeah, man. So I love trying different cuisines and just exploring life. I mean, like I don't know how long. I don't think I'm gonna live in the city. Depends if I'm playing here, but
right. I mean, most
New York Knicks, we could use this guy.
I mean, most professionals don't even live in the city. If they're smart enough to know that they'll like drive pretty far out. But, but just to tell the viewers again where you're from exactly, so that they get a better understanding.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So I'm from Connecticut. I'm from Beacon Falls, Connecticut.
Yeah, so not far.
Yeah, not too far, about like an hour and a half.
Okay, so you're.
So you're more
suburban. Yeah, there you
go. What do you mean? What are you saying? What?
Like it's like more suburban.
Yeah. It's like woods for real. Where I live.
So you be hearing the branches too, then?
So it's like Monroe, New York.
I don't hear branch. I never heard a branch in my life.
Nah, Connecticut's not New York, bro. I'll tell you that.
I'll tell you what, like the fire department alarm sounds so different from New York City. Like you just hear like all the sirens blaring here. Over there, it's like just one loud siren. That's it.
Yeah, nah.
So different.
I mean, Jesus, man. I mean, listen. I mean, you're doing your thing, bro. You're doing your thing. Overall, like, what would you tell to anybody from doing music to fashion and then basketball, right? I mean, one could say you have the Holy Trinity, right? And in the palm of your hands. But like to anybody that's like younger, right? Or even not even just younger, someone that believes that they have the potential to do more than what they're doing now. Yeah. What would you say to those people in general?
Yeah, I mean, I tell like, whenever people ask me like how did I get into stuff, I'm like I just literally simply say by just doing it. Mm-hmm. I mean, like once you have a thought and you have an idea of something that you think could become a reality, like just go ahead and start it, man. Like whenever it came to making music, I learned out. I like trying to figure out what is the quickest way I could try and make that happen. Okay. And I did. And I was starting like making music on my phone. Okay. Like, with some Apple headphones and BandLab and stuff like that. And it's just stuff like that, man. I think nowadays you have the resources to do a lot of things. Even if you don't have the financials for it, there's always a way. And I'd probably just say just do it. I mean, don't have no regrets. That's one thing I learned throughout high school. And my coaches would tell me, it was like, you got to live your days, and like what you do in your day, you don't want to go to sleep with regrets. You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
I should have did this different. Because those days stack up. So just try and limit those days where you have those thoughts, and yeah, man, just be you.
It's all about balancing the mind, keeping like a positive perspective, but also just being able to, like you mentioned, there are times that you were here at Columbia and you guys would get blown out, or you guys would just lose a close game, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what the scoreboard shows. If an L is an L and a win's a win, right?
Facts.
So it's about, like you saying, changing that direction, that perspective. Now, a lot of times, you also came from NMH, I believe.
Yeah.
And for those that don't know, NMH is a prep school, if I'm right?
Boarding school,
Yeah, boarding school. And you played with a few of your current teammates that were at Columbia. What was that experience like to reconnect with them once you got here?
Yeah, it was great, man. So I played with Blair, and then who's graduating with me this year, and then Jake Tyroff, who graduated last year. And it's crazy because I played with Jake an AAU since third grade. So I known Jake since we were little kids.
And Jake is, again, just for...
Jake Tyroff is a player who graduated last year.
Okay.
Who went to Columbia.
He was in my class.
Yeah. I've known him since a kid, and then we went to high school together, and then Blair came. I had a couple years with Blair at NMH, and then obviously we played in college together, and he's probably my best friend, honestly. So just to be around guys that you're really close with, and go through the same experiences, it makes the losses and wins even better. You know what I mean? So it's just a great experience to have.
And you also make music with Blair too, as well, right?
Yeah. So Blair makes music as well. So we talk about music a lot. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's my guy for sure.
Okay. And just to end it here, what would say your biggest takeaway from, again, all these people that you've played with over the years and seen all the similarities that you've had with all your teammates? Like, what would be the biggest takeaway that you would say in these 4 years that you've played and just been here in New York and so on? Like, what would be that biggest thing that you took away from it all?
Biggest takeaway? Shit. I'm not sure, man. Like, that's just... I'm not sure, bro. And you kill me on that one.
Gotcha.
My biggest takeaway, at least for me, leaving here is kind of just like, I don't know. I just got to go back to the regret thing, bro. Like, I don't regret anything I've done.
Yeah.
Like, in terms of, even coming here and not having the college career that I envisioned and wanted to. I don't regret it at all because of what I learned, man. So I think just being grateful for what you have is something that I really take away, man. And just taking advantage of the situation where it's like, I'm not about to go into finance and stuff like that, but I told myself when I got here that I would network as best as possible.
That's the best.
I feel like that's what schools like this are for. It's not even really for obviously people want to leave here with a great job, but it's really the people that you meet here is, I think, the most valuable thing, even if that's business-wise or just friendship.
100%.
You know what I mean? So, I met Jesse through my teammate, and he roomed with my teammate. So it's like small connections like that. I think you meet, they go far, and I think they make experiences like being at Columbia special, man. It's just the people. So, yeah, if I could take away one thing, actually, I would just tell people to go out and talk to people. You know what I mean? Be social. You don't got to be, nonchalant and, and quiet,
try to be mysterious, something like that.
Yeah, be social and
introduce yourself.
Because that good energy comes back to you. I always pride myself on that and just like talking to people and just trying to get to know everybody and making them feel special in a way.
And then now you're gonna hopefully bring that energy now over to St. John's and.
Yeah, of course, man. I bring that anywhere.
Bring the level up.
Yeah, for sure,
level up.
Man, for sure.
Beautiful.
And on the bright side, just to kind of wrap things up here, but on top of you going to a different program, you're also still graduating with a degree here, which, looking back on it, is that also something that you you don't take for granted? You're like, I'm still graduating with an Ivy League education from this institution.
Yeah, always having that in my back pocket where, you know, I'm not sure where my, you know, life is going to take me. Yeah, you know, after I'm done playing basketball professionally. I'm not sure what, you know, venture I'm going to go into, but just, you know, having that title, you know, on the resume, I think it'll go a long way, just like everyone else, you know, who comes to this school, man. You guys know best, so.
Yeah. I mean, technically, I never came here. So.
Oh, you didn't go here?
No, I didn't.
Went to City College.
Yeah.
Okay,
I went to City College.
Okay, cool.
No, I'm just a volunteer. I just volunteer here.
Yeah, man, but you graduated though.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm
so.
an honorary Columbia student. Yeah.
Facts.
No, but like you said,
it's the people.
Exactly, it's the people and the people that you meet.
That's all that
So
matters.
I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the people I met.
Yeah, he don't view me any different than you, know what I mean?
Exactly,
So,
yeah. That's how it is.
We're all
Bro.
in here in the same class.
It's a small world, bro.
That's a fact.
OD.
man.
Like they say, you know, I guess what you were trying to get at is like your network is your net worth, right? So it's
fact.
like
Yeah,
all these
yeah.
people that you've met here beyond just your teammates, beyond the scope of basketball, it's like you carry that for life.
Yeah.
And would you say that even all those connections, they also play a big role? Like for instance, you had NIL deals when you were here at Columbia. Would that, you know, what kind of led to that in that sense too?
I mean, I think the NIL deals is kind of where it's just like,
Putting yourself in like a new space.
yeah, no, it's just like, I mean, a company's only gonna want to do deals with you if they see you as someone that can help the
Potential.
brand.
Right.
Yeah,
Like
so
value.
So that aspect is kind of simple. It's rather like, you know, if you pop in, people want to, you know, pay you to
do
do
that.
stuff. And hopefully that keeps elevating, especially next year. But yeah, just trying different things out and, you know what I mean, just not really saying no. Like that's one thing I like to do too. Like even if it's like, I don't know, somebody has to go on a lunch or something like that, you know what I mean, just say yeah, 'cause you never know what could come from it. Yeah, man.
Well, Avery, pleasure to have you here on the podcast.
Nah, I
Thank you again
appreciate
for
y'all.
dropping some words of wisdom.
Yeah.
For those of you watching, if you guys want to check out Avery, please make sure to go subscribe and watch the St. John's men's basketball next season, and you'll get the chance to see Avery live here in New York City.
Yeah, no
So
doubt.
pleasure to have you, Avery. If you want to shout out any of your socials or any of the, I guess like your music brand.
You know, my Instagram is _Avery Brown. My artist name is Ace. That's like my nickname. Most people call me that. But yeah, that's really it, man.
All right. Well, thank you again for coming on.
Pleasure being here.
And thank you guys. Stay tuned for more episodes like this, and we'll see you on the next one. This is Jesse signing off.
Rafa, as always, you know. And again, Avery.
Yeah, it's been a great time.
Defy all the odds.
Deuces.